Hi everyone, this is the Judy TV, and as you all know, this is Marital Food for Thoughts. My name, guys, is Judith. I'm smiling because someone sent me a question. I'm going to read that question. You give me your own answer at the comment section while I try to answer it. Now, the question reads: as a man, how do you cope with changes in financial status of your wife if she earns and becomes way richer than you? Will you still feel a sense of insecurity? The people, right? So, as I said, guys, let me know. Give me your own answer, your own thoughts. Share your thoughts with me at the comment section, right? While I also try to answer it here. Hmm. Do you still feel a sense of insecurity if your wife earns much more than you? That's the basic question there. In this part of the world, unfortunately, it has always been the case. When a woman is richer, the man feels strengthened, and then the man starts acting in certain ways that is not friendly. Okay, everything the woman does, he sees it as is it because we are richer, and then most of it, or some people will collect money from that their wife and they use it to be taking care of another person outside, which is a no-no for any woman. Okay, so for men that will feel insecure, or I think it's those people that does not have a genuine reason, loving their wives. And by the way, how were you treating her when you also have your own money? Assuming you were working and then you were now retrenched from where you were working, or something happened in your business and things were no longer going the way they were going. How were you treating your wife as at that time? There's nothing that every woman loves the most than that her husband is taking care of her. She may be richer than you. For instance, if she earns like 500 is it dollars, 500 naira, I mean thousand naira, $500,000, whatever denomination, and then you earn like 100,000 naira or $100,000 or whatever, far lower than her own. You see, from that your own, if you bring out 5,000 or yeah, 5,000 naira or $5,000 and you give it to your wife, tell her this is not for housekeeping allowance, it is for you. I'm giving it to you. Use it to take care of yourself, use it to buy whatever thing you want. She values that money much more than even the 500,000 that she's earning, because she sees that it's coming from her husband. And then she'll be so proud to be flaunting it. My husband bought this for me. My husband gave me this. My husband gave me that. But some men erroneously think that because the amount is small, what does it mean to her? Most rich people don't give them gifts. You know that. So when you give them any small gift, they value it very, very well, because people are not used to giving them gifts. Everybody is like, oh, they have money. What could they need? But when you give them any small gift, the love, the fact that you thought about them, means a lot to them. So that is how it is in the case of a husband and a wife. How were you treating her when you had money? Were people outside enjoying more than her? If you had always been there, I agree. There are some women that are, their heads are somehow, but you cannot use a few number to compare with a larger number of people. So that time you had, if you were treating her well and things now turned around, that means things will still get better. But for that period, don't take it, don't feel insecure. You were a man in her life when everything was financially going okay for you. So now that she's richer, now that she's earning more, right? Still try to play your role. If it's I know of a woman that something like that played out. Her husband was stopped from where he was working and everything, and then the house rent was due. So the man didn't know what he was going to do. The woman had the money to pay. Apparently, she was waiting to see what the man would do. You know what this man did? The man woke up one morning and told him he was going to the site. He was going to go and carry blocks and everything, raise money for the house rent. So he left the first day. He came back and showed the wife the money and said he got that. The wife saw that actually he went to do that. Not that everybody's supposed to do that, but there's a way somebody believes in you that this person is not a lazy man. It's just that the situation of things turned out the way it turned out to be. There's no way that woman won't come through for you. That woman gave him the money and said, go. In fact, the woman paid the money into his account and now came and then gave him a slip and said, this is the money that is now on the account. You can now go and pay. She paid excess. So the man now used it to start doing something for himself. And before you know it, friends remembered the man. He started getting contracts, and then the man was on his feet again. So the major problem here is, how was she treated when you had? That is always the problem. Now, rather than you feeling insecure, then you now start maltreating her. If usually she tells you, maybe you come back late or whatever, and she asks you a question and all that, you flare up and say, "Oh, is it because you are now earning more than I?" That now becomes even like a complex. You feel so insecure. There's no need to feel insecure. At that particular point in time, there's challenges. Yes, I know, but there's no point of feeling and taking it out on her. It's not her fault. And wifeys, can I shock you people? You see that time that your husband, that trial period, that's the time to show that man that you care, that you love him. Everything is not money. If you're earning that money, first of all, let him abuse it, then you can now withdraw. But if he doesn't abuse it, help out at that particular point in time. Help out. So many women are helping out, but people don't know. So don't make your own as if your the whole world has crashed on you. No, if the man was good to you when he had that, when he everything was going on well for him financially, now that he had a challenge, this is the time to prove to him that you care, that you love him, and that you're there for him, and that you're a good helpmate. If he now abuses it, that's a different thing altogether. Then you can now do whatever thing you want to. But if he doesn't have it, if he appreciates what you're doing, please, and don't do it in such a way that you rub it on his face that you are now the one that is feeling the fault. No, don't do that. If the house rent comes, let it pass through him. I read a story of a man that on a wedding day was advising her daughter, and then now, was telling her daughter, now that you're married, I still love you, but now you're now more responsible to this man, okay? You remember there was one time you asked me for money and I told you I hadn't money. Then one other time you now came back and said, Dad, look, they're asking me for this money in school and I gave you the money. He said, yes, yes, it was your mother that gave it to me to give to you. So the mother didn't give it to the girl direct. She could have done that, but she passed it through the man. So these are part of the things that you do to respect a man. By the time your husband comes back again, madam, in fact, you'll be treated like a queen. You will be treated like a queen. This idea of, let me be apprehensive. They say men are like this. All men are not bad. All women are also not bad. So relate with the person that you're dealing with. Relate with your spouse. Your spouse cannot be everybody. Everybody cannot be your spouse. So that particular point in time, that's like a challenge in his life. Please be there for him. Don't rub it on his face. Don't insult him. Respect him. Respect him. Try as much as possible. Let him see that you're making effort to respect him. You guys go to church or go to anywhere to continue doing that. Don't just try to break away or try to rub it on his face that I am now the one that is providing you. Oh, if you see the pressure I'm going through. No, madam, don't do that. Don't do that. Remember that on the day that you wedded this man, you swore that you'll be there with him through thick and thin. The marriage vows that you exchanged. Just remember everything, okay? So for my counsel, I think that number one, for my husbands, when things are going well for you, please carry your wives along, because of the D-Day. You never can tell when anything can happen, when the table could turn. Please carry your wife along. Be well to her. Do well to her. Let nobody outside enjoy more than your wife. Let nobody outside enjoy more than your children. So that when such a thing happens, okay, I want to believe that you married a good woman. That woman will in turn be there to be a good helpmate that she is to you. If she turns out to be a bad helpmate, don't even show her altitude. Just look up to God and trust God to restore you. But at least you have known the type of person you are now married to. That's why I now said, wifeys, please, that is the time to even be more respectful. When he flares up like that, you know where the thing is coming from. Allow him. Allow him to be. After a while, things will come back to normal. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. So I don't think it calls for any man to feel insecure. I don't think so. The problem in this part of the world is that men will be cheating at the back of the door. And then when the wife now gets to know, you don't expect her to be clapping for you. You don't expect her to be the best helpmate to you. That's the point I'm also making here. This is a food for thought, marital food for thought for you. Think about it. Share your thoughts with me at the comment section. What do you think, right? I'll be waiting for you guys to hear your thoughts at the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Bye for now, guys.